Seeing as we have a quorum, we're going to go ahead and start. It's 5:15. So I call this meeting of the Agreement Park Board to order for July 6, 2021. Yeah. First item on the agenda is the approval of the July 6th meeting minutes. Did everybody get a copy of that in the packets? Any additions, corrections, addendums? Okay. Hearing none, I need a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second. Been moved by Mr. Burton, and seconded by Mr. Dietrich. On the roll, Mr. Dietrich. Yeah. Burton. And I am I also. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the attorney's report.
Okay, the first item for your consideration is the use agreement for the town show with David Knight. That's going to be taking place on August 29th at the Greenwood Amphitheater from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m.
This was on the agenda last night.
You guys just get more information. We have, it is at the Greenwood Amphitheater, we're proposing the Greenwood Amphitheater, anticipated tickets between 300 to 500. Doesn't seem like there's any red flags there on the market.
Has anybody talked to Mr. Knight?
I believe Heather has, and she hasn't communicated any concerns.
Questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the Callan show, the amphitheater with Mr. McKnight. So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, seconded by Mr. Burton. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich?
Yay.
Mr. Burton?
Aye.
And I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item for your consideration is the use agreement with the Saratoga Club, Whale Fest. They would like that event to take place on August 21st at the Craig Park, the new event lawn specifically. And that event will last from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Obviously, like notice, but I think from the COVID last year into this procedures got kind of forgotten by the Saratoga Club. So we reached out to them and asked them to make sure they submitted this to get your guys' approval.
So that's the only reason it's coming in, so.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Sam, I mean, I think this is our 10th year, this event, so keeps getting better and better agreement for the city.
Okay, questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the use agreement with the Lamb Fest at Saratoga Club.
So moved.
Second. Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor? Aye. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item for consideration is the use agreement with the Bollywood Beats Dance Club for their Bollywood Beats talent show. They would like that event to take place on, October the 10th in the amphitheater from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's a Sunday, 4 p.m. to 6. Kelsey's already said, anticipate attendance is 100. They're going to have amplified sound. They are requesting to allow us for consideration for food trucks. I don't have any issues with this event.
Do we know how they're going to charge admission to us?
I'm not sure.
Is that any kind of red flag or problem with the staff?
I'm not.
Okay. Curious. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment. I'm a big fan of Bollywood. I think it's really amazing some of the things they do. I think it's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Something new too. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, if nothing else, we need a motion to approve the use agreement for the Bollywood Beats Dance Show at the amphitheater. So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Dietrich, seconded by Mr. Burton. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich?
Aye.
Burton? Aye. And I am an aye also. Motion carries.
Next item for consideration is the use agreement the Life Center's Youth, and that's for a concert for life, sidewalk profit. They would like to have that event May 21st of 2022 at the Great Park Event Lawn, from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. on that date.
There's a correction on that, they changed that back to the theater.
Oh,
Um,
and I will update that use agreement.
do just some research to share with you guys. The Sidewalk Profits has a Facebook following of 556,000 followers. This event is obviously already stated, May 21st, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's during operational hours at the community center. Parking needs to be a consideration. Obviously, this much in advance, I can foresee them doing a lot of promotion for this event as well. So I think that's something we need to consider.
Yeah, it says here, again, they want to charge admission. Accept donations, have 2 food trucks on site. They also have profits from like to sell merchandise on site. Have we ever had anybody there selling merchandise?
We probably had
Is that an issue?
concert series with the band members or something would be on stage on a little booth.
I think if the appropriate permits from the city, it should be finished.
Should that be written into the contract?
If the use agreement already says that they will get any permits that they need for the event. But it would be something that staff would take more time.
The tennis crew, number crew is larger than 500, might need traffic control.
This event was approved last, 2020. Was postponed to the code.
I appreciate them bringing it to us this soon. Appreciate them wanting to use the amphitheater. I just hope that doesn't get out of hand. Do you see it? Do you anticipate a problem with them doing this? While community centers operating?
I don't, I just think there will have to be, some parking considerations made, whether it be that they get instructed to use the OLG lot. We just need to accommodate for some parking for them, or kind of communicate that.
So this event is held by the Life Center, not the Sidewalk Profits.
Correct.
They're just bringing the Sidewalk Profits as entertainment.
As a, yes, as a draw for a fundraiser.
And they're the ones with 556,000.
Correct.
Not the Life Center.
That's correct.
Not that much different than what we bring in. We pay for that.
Correct.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, hearing none, need a motion to approve the use agreement for the concert for life on the Sidewalk Profits.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved by Mr. Wood, second by Mr. Dietrich, all in favor. Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burke?
Aye.
Aye, and aye as well. Is Laura with us? I see her picture. Okay, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Our next item for consideration is the use agreement for Adventures Fall Fun Fest Rock Fair. They would like that to take place on October 23rd, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Old City Park.
That echo was throwing me off. There are some precedent that's been set already with the description of this one. They've outlined about a job fair. We've already had some concerns with the previous proposal for someone wanting to come in and do a similar thing. In addition to that, there's no anticipated attendance filled out. I would recommend, department standpoint, that we table this. And so we can get some more information.
Rob, I think, I don't know about table, but I think the information that we already have, part of this, the job fair itself, I'm not on board with. I don't think that's the proper venue for anything like this. The family fun night is fun, but I'm just not familiar with how job fairs, you know, say. We can decline that, and communicate that to them, the reason why.
Yeah, this is much different than what we've already been calling.
That is exactly right.
So, yeah, I agree with Chris. I think we've already set precedent. We weren't comfortable with this kind of event going on.
Just to be clear, not the family fun night part.
Correct.
It's a job fair.
But I think the way it's structured is the family fun night is the draw for the job fair. So, you know, they're not gonna do the family fun night and not have live product. That's what me reading into it.
Okay. So I think the correct thing to do here is take a motion to table this.
I think if that's what you'd like to do, or you can take a vote. And if the vote is no, then there can always be a new use agreement for a different part. But if you're not going to accept,
Yeah.
then having that event, that will be part of this use agreement.
I agree. I think there's no reason they can't come back to us if they want to. Just alter what they have here. Still interested. Okay, need a motion to consider the use agreement for the Ventures Fall Fun Fest and Job Fair.
So moved.
Second. Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. Vote on the issue now, Mr. Dietrich. Nay. Mr. Burton.
Nay.
I'm a nay as well.
Next item for consideration is an independent food vendor agreement with Happy Tacos LLC for the Rock the Block Festival in September. Their standard food vendor.
You guys have any questions on the next three? I'll be happy to.
If you would like to consider them all together.
Yes. So we've got Happy Tacos, Smokehouse, and Swenson's.
Drive-in restaurants, all for the Rock the Block Festival. They're all our standard food vendor.
So I do have a question about Swenson's. Does anybody know about Swenson's? I've done a little bit of homework. 18 stores in Ohio.
They're a burger joint,
The best burger in America.
self-proclaimed.
How did they get to us?
They're doing some market research in the area. They reached out to somebody in the city. There was an opportunity there. We said we would be happy to bring you in.
I figured it was market research, come that far.
Yep.
They look like a really nice restaurant.
It looks like a very delicious burger.
It does. It really does.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Hearing none, need a motion to approve the independent food vendor agreements for Happy Tacos, Smokehouse Catering, and Swenson's Drive-In Restaurants for this year's Rock the Block. So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich and seconded by Mr. Burke. Vote on now, Mr. Dietrich. Aye. Mr. Burke.
Aye.
And I also. Motion carries.
Next item for consideration is the artist agreements for the Art on the Trail exhibit. That's with artists Stephen Naik, Robert Craig, Stephanie Saylor, and Ben Pierce. And so the agenda says rental agreement is actually artist.
So you guys know what you're agreeing upon. We've got as a selected panel. Some of the Southside Arts Council, our Great Greenwood Arts Council, some other select few people from Southern India as well. To select the art, we did a call out. These are the selections that were voted on the panel. So I figured you guys want to see these before you're actually approving the artwork.
These are for 2 years.
These are 2 years, yes.
These arts agreements I have, 26th of July, 28th of July.
It's
pod stop donation.
We'll consider that. First one is called Seesaw by Robert Craig. I don't have really narratives on it, but it was one of the pieces selected. Second piece is Triumph by Ben Pierce. The Vase by Stephen Make. And Nature's Quintet by Stephanie Saylor. So all these will be replacing the current ones out there, Pod Stop, we're going to talk to that in a little bit. And then the Yellow Jack that's out there now, we've extended that 2 more years through the city. So that'll actually be staying. Of course, Strider we own. So these will be utilizing some of the existing pads out there. This one particularly we'll be looking at, we'll be pouring a new pad. It'll be 5-foot diameter. It'll be in a similar location where we already have one that wasn't used this last round.
Now, we do the pads.
We do the pads now.
The artists do the actual installation, right?
Yes.
Do we help with that?
What's that?
Do we help with the installation?
Contractually, no.
Okay. Practically.
Contractually, no.
Good.
That's good.
I would love to see a piece in Old City Park. That's impressive. That construction is impressive.
What's that supposed to symbolize? Vegetables?
No.
Was it?
Well,
Flower points. Well, it was fauna. I mean, geez.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? We need a motion to approve the artist agreement for the Art on the Trail with Stephen Mack, Robert Craig, Stephanie Saylor, and Ben Pierce.
So moved.
Second. Been moved by Mr. Burton, seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burton?
Aye.
And I'm an aye also.
The next item is the Pod Stop donation with artist Greg Mueller. A part of the contract that we just agreed to, the artist agreement, has a provision that speaks to donation of pieces. So once the artist has notified us at the end of their artist agreement that they would like to donate, they do so in writing, and then they're able to donate their piece if they so wish, and we accept.
He actually said, we reached out to him to get dates on removal. He said, hey, I've gotten quite a few people's calls from your community. They said how much they love my piece. And I would love to donate it to you guys so you can enjoy it going forward.
I too love that piece.
So you guys would like that to stay home and Greenwood, we'll find a place for it. I'll be honest, I don't have a place for it right now, but
City Park would be great.
and
Department of Public Works.
I think you may have some hurdles there. But we'll definitely find a location for it.
And per the artist agreement that he did sign, we're allowed to move it wherever we would like.
Correct. Yep.
I just love that.
Okay, so sure. Okay. So what are you doing on this, Kelsey?
If you would like to accept the donation.
Need a motion to accept the Pod Stop donation from Mr. Greg Mueller that's currently on the art trail. So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Burton. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burton?
Aye.
I'm an aye as well.
Next item for consideration is the second amendment to the network electric contract. I believe Heather probably sent you that. So this is the second time that this has been amended. It was originally, the contract came to you on September 9th, 2020. And then October 6th of 2020 was the first amendment. There's been a change to what is ordered for that service. So they changed the lights that we would be receiving. So that did push the total compensation up to $15,152.
Yeah. So I'll add a little more on Kelsey saying this is a product of the recent inflation we've all been experiencing. So we got this under contract late last year in preparation for the skate park being built this year. That was at original price of $13,915. Then all heck broke loose, inflation went straight up, and then he went and tried to get the lights, and The wait time was ridiculous, and then the inflation was way out of whack, so we had to requote it, and it's a disparity of $1,200. So,
But the lights that you re-chose the lights, correct?
yeah, and the lumens are, the lumens are greater by 10,000 more lumens than what we originally proposed, so,
So you get better product,
yeah, better product, brighter product.
product you like.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you have any, indication from them on the new work?
He's already started, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the second amendment with Network Electric for the lighting at the Northeast Park State Park.
So moved.
Second. Been moved by Mr. Burke, second by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor, Mr. Dietrich. Aye. Mr. Burke.
Aye.
Aye. And I also, motion carries.
Next item for consideration is the service agreement with HSC Pavement and Maintenance. And that is for paving services for a total of $46,485.
What this is an aggressive effort to R&M, repair and maintenance for our existing trails network and parking lots. The range of them are Northwest Park Annex, University Park, West Side Park, Craig Park, and Freedom Park. Unlike what we've done in the past, we've never done anything this quite proactive as far as trails maintenance goes. So this is seal coating all of the trails and crack sealing them as well.
Have they created a special machine at that trail width that they just drive down it with their seal coating? It's a lot of length.
I don't know that answer. I don't know.
Be interested to know how they're gonna do it.
So this is all maintenance of all the asphalt trails and parks listed.
Correct.
So what is this outdoor court specialist got here? Oh, there
That
it
is
I'm
not
sorry.
on the agenda.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
That shouldn't have been in your packet. I apologize.
Well, I'm excited to see this done. A lot of work.
Price was $46,485. And we do have that budget in our operating.
Questions, comments?
What are they gonna mill down and replace?
So a lot of our, like, so let's say University Park, West Side, Northwest Annex, you get Ruby. So a lot of those trails were built in close proximity to trees that have shallow root systems, and the roots are pushing the trail up. So they're gonna take that section out, cut it out, root out, and then put down the asphalt.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine the stuff that is on the creek on west side is probably
Yeah,
pretty much a heat.
yep. Has been for quite some time.
Okay. Any other concerns, comments, questions? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion to approve the service agreement with HSC Pavement Maintenance for work on the asphalt trails, the stated parks. So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Dietrich, second by Mr. Burke. Speaking. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burke?
Aye.
Aye, now also. Motion carries.
Next item for consideration is grant of easement for the Greenwood Sports Park. And that is from the South Harvest Bible Chapel.
No. Clark Pleasant Schools. Not this one. This is not the church.
This is at Freedom Park.
This is, no, this is at the, this is Greenwood Sports Park.
Am I looking at the wrong thing?
I drafted one for Harvest Bible Church for the water.
This is the grant.
No, that's not our, I think that we need to talk about that offline. That's not even our easement. That's Indiana American Water easement. We're the liaison on that.
Okay.
So what you guys are seeing in front of you is the school board the Clark Pleasant Middle School Board have approved to grant us an easement that has been accurately described in your packets. And it would allow the configuration of a drop-off area that would be off the parking lot that we have a interlocal agreement with the school to use. And then it would allow parents to drop off the players or the guests to our sports complex, and also an easement that would extend south all the way to Worsville Road and then connect into the existing trails network. We need to, their school board has already approved this as far as the communication I'm having with the superintendent. So I guess we need to accept that, and we can get this, we'll use these as exhibits and draft up a grant easement and have them sign that. Is there any questions on that, or I explained that good enough? I feel like I kind of jumped around a little bit.
Okay, so we'll grant an easement to the Clark Pleasant school system. I'm sorry,
They're granted.
Yeah, so they're granting us. All right, questions or comments? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the consideration of the grant easement from Clark Pleasant school system.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Mr. Burton, second by Mr. Beaker. All in favor, Mr. Beaker?
Aye.
Mr. Burton? Aye. I am an aye also.
Next item for consideration, again, is a grant of easement to Bonnie Bright property. It's actually L&B Farm Inc. that owns it, so they would be the grantor, and the park board to be the grantee of that easement. And it's an ingress, egress easement.
Right.
So we can access.
Right. So we've been trying to purchase this property for a while now. The concern, the issue's always been where it says for sale approximately 7 acres. The owner was trying to subdivide on her own, right? So we were trying to get appraisals for that. And then in the front 2 acres there on Cutsinger, where that orange line is wrong, she was trying to subdivide that somewhere else. She's trying to do this all herself and get it all worked out. Problem is, I can't get a fair market value appraisal on an easement or on a property that doesn't have a legal easement from a road to it. It's valueless. It doesn't have a market. So through all of this, I talked to the landowner that's fronting on Cutsinger. He won't commit to buying that ground until he knows that we're committed on buying the back 6. So I've worked all this out in liaison very carefully, that I told the owner, the only way you can get fair market value and the only way that we're going to commit is if you grant us an easement along the property into Cutsinger, the way I can get a fair market value in the back 6 and some change acres. She's agreed, and she had this all drafted up. So that's what you're seeing in the exhibit. The orange line that's on that front, that's the representing this legal description.
And that's the 20 feet wide.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep. I don't foresee anything. I don't see a road going in there. Maybe a trail one day, but it's enough of an easement that allows an ingress, egress easement. So we can actually then go take this into the next step, which is now go get a proper appraisals on this thing. And then have you guys have consideration, and I got to go to council to express interest in buying that property.
The home that you see right there is the person that's going to buy.
No, not associated at all. Totally separate. So
Yeah, either one of those. I mean,
so this land right here, that is all currently owned by the same landowner.
yes.
This is not even, that is not even the same landowner as that anymore. It used to be, but now it's been sold out to
But somebody's
Yes.
wanting to buy that little slice. that-
someone is waiting, someone has expressed interest and they're holding until they know we're committed on buying that. Basically what they're doing is like, I don't want to buy that unless the park's on that. This is
Well, they'll have a house at the park.
correct.
Yeah.
But and we've communicated with
person who's expressed an interest in that, and they know, they are aware that the only way this is gonna happen is you're gonna have an easement across your property, and it'll be ours. It's like, fine.
So L&D Farms actually created this document for us.
No, Mauer did.
Oh, Howard did?
Well, I don't know what form you're looking at, but Mauer surveyed and wrote all the legal descriptions.
I wrote the easement, I drafted the easement as your counsel. And now we're.
But this easement, when somebody does buy that parcel and consequently builds on it, that doesn't affect, they can't do anything to our easement at all.
They would be crazy to build within our easement. Right. They could
Right,
build,
won't be able to fence it, they won't be able to.
they won't be able to put in.
If they would do so, we would be able to, if we needed to access that, if we needed to use that, we would be right to.
Remove
They
it.
remove their stuff.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they are aware.
Okay.
And because he keeps saying, what is the setback of the easement? And I keep communicating with him is the setback is the easement.
Yeah, it's 20 feet.
You can't build in that 20 feet.
Right.
Right. He can build right up to it. You know, but if it overhangs and then we need to, it obstructs something that we need to get through, it's overhanging our easement, we can chop it, we can log it in 20 years or 30 years.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because, at some point you may need some type of trail or
Correct.
something.
Yeah.
Whatever it goes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep in mind, this is like the first baby step. Now, if you guys take this under consideration, this gets approved, then I can go and get appraisals on that back step.
Good. In my opinion, we need that access.
It's good, that back step is gonna fit really good in the master plan if we're partial.
Okay. Sorry for saving up so much time.
No, I'm sorry if it wasn't, I didn't communicate very well.
So is this what I'm driving at L&D Farms?
It's L&D Farms. It's the grantor. Yes, I assume she's probably.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, I need a motion for the grant easement granted at Trailer Park by L&D Farms Incorporated.
So move. Second.
Move second, all in favor, Mr. Future.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
And I'm going to abstain because I don't know what you should put down.
Oh.
Okay, is that all?
Well, it'd be-
Yeah.
And Laura.
Laura, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Laura, can you hear us?
Do you feel like you have a?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We're not benefiting from this financially,
No.
so. I just like the problem. I've sidestepped everything else before
I don't see an issue.
Okay, if you don't see an issue, then I reverse my decision. And I'm an aye also. Motion carries.
We don't have a financial stake with the L&D Farms. Yes. Right, next item for consideration is a resolution for putting into place the Greenwood Fieldhouse user fees and also establishing the hours of operation.
So it shouldn't change. I think all we needed to do was to get the resolution signed. There was a few amendments to it, correct?
Yes, I believe there were changes from the previous copy.
Okay.
So this is an updated copy of the resolution for some of the fees.
Okay. We'll have to table it. I'll bring it back to you guys next month. I don't have the fees and they haven't seen it, the amended version.
Yeah, this is the first I've seen.
We did not present, in the past, we presented, not in resolution form.
Correct.
So they've received it all. in
They've
Excel.
seen all the fees. They've just never seen it in resolution format.
They approved all of the fees, and,
But then we changed it.
no, we didn't change anything.
No.
They had never seen it in resolution. form.
The way they have seen it in the spreadsheet format, this was way back. You guys saw that. All the figures, the hours of operation, everything that was accurate. When we got the draft of the resolution, somehow or another, those were incorrect.
So this is the one.
That resolution.
It's
that they-
correct.
For them to sign is just putting those spreadsheet resolution. form, but
Correct.
they've already-
Yes, so if that's the one that we did right before this meeting and was accurate,
That'd be good.
that's the correct content.
Okay.
All we need is, we don't need an approval of the resolution or the approval on the hours of operation with the use fees. You guys have already done that. So the data is the same. I need signatures on the resolution.
So then, yes, so they need to approve the resolution, which.
Correct.
has those fees.
Okay.
As it's written
And
there.
Establishes the hours of operation.
Correct.
So that's just the name of the resolution.
Yes.
There's nothing here we have to say.
There's nothing there you have not
There's
said.
nothing here we have approved already. All we're doing is just,
It's all there.
yeah, we're just signing. We're
You're just
approving it
signing. Correct.
in resolution form.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
I will say that I didn't put in a start date, because we didn't have a start date yet for the field house, so it just generically says when the field house is open. So
Yeah, that's fine. But we'll probably end up selling or trying to pre-sell memberships.
that's what
Anyway.
I figured as well, so.
Just one quick thing. You've done enough homework that these fees aren't gonna change for open, by the time opening comes.
So that is why we've had these for a long time. We've had these done.
Yeah,
and we're for quite some
that's my concern, are they?
Well, that's why I've hedged for so long, having you guys sign this, because I was waiting to see if things were gonna change, the market's gonna change, or there was a loophole in there we didn't think of, and nothing has really sprung out to us. So
Really?
we've waited this long to have this signed. Yeah, that was a deliberate move. But I feel like I'm getting uneasy that we need to get this thing, we need to get it signed and get it out there.
That's what we're saying.
Oh, yes.
Approving, I'm sorry. approving.
Yeah.
Okay, any motion to approve the resolution for the field house user fees and hours
Of operation.
of operation?
So moved.
Second. The move by Mr. Bird, seconded by Mr. Dietrich, all those in favor. Mr. Dietrich. Aye. Mr. Bird.
All right.
Aye as well. Motion carries. Okay, Kelsey, thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the Greenwood Parks Foundation. update.
You guys have a report? If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Go on. Let us know about the big, the tree project there when we get ready to do whatever we're gonna do over there.
It's pretty much manufactured. It's 2/3 manufactured. I think they're waiting on a few things, and then we're gonna coordinate it and install it.
So you're gonna do some kind of ceremony when you
Yep, sure will.
Does the tree have a name?
Like
Name of the tree?
Chica pin.
I
That's the
mean,
botanical, that's the botanical name. It's a chica
I didn't
pin.
know if we were naming it for somebody special. I mean,
We're acknowledging it. I mean, as, you know, as an older species of tree, but we haven't given it a name.
and is anybody sponsoring the tree? or-
Yep, obviously the Greenwood Parks Foundation is doing that, and the mayor, Mayor Mark Myers, or mayor committee is also a partner with it as well.
Anything else on Parks Foundation? Next item is the control report, Greg. Patiently waiting.
All right, so we sent out the report yesterday. Couple things I want to point out on our operating fund. You'll notice we are running in the black about 368,000 almost. Biggest pieces of that, we did get our property tax draw in June, and then Freedom Springs and the community center have been doing very well as far as those admissions, so they're bringing in quite a bit of revenue. So we did increase our balance in that fund. In the food and beverage tax fund, which is where we do all of the supplies and services budgeting, we're actually doing very well, still bringing in more than we're putting out. And you see that one is growing as well. Park S&R, we're growing that balance as well. I imagine that we will probably see most of that growth as the aquatic season starts to wrap up. A lot of that with the concessions, which is a big piece of that number this month will roll off. We should still see some special event stuff between Rock the Clock, the rest of the summer concerts, et cetera. And then finally, the park impact fee. This is the only one we're out spending revenues, but that's, kind of the intent of this fee, of this fund is whatever you bring in needs to be available for big projects. I do know several growth things going on in our economic development side that will end up contributing to this in the next year or two. So we'll start seeing some growth there as well.
Is there any concern that any of these SMR funds getting too big? Too much of a balance?
No, I think with those, they're pretty much just coming in to fund whatever programs are coming out of there. And anything else that goes in there, we can use towards the next year's programming.
Money sure changes in reserve ratio, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Anything else? Okay, thank you,
All right,
appreciate
thank
it. Next item on the agenda is the aquatic report.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into the last month of the pool being open, so we're kind of starting on the home stretch of the season. All of our programs are starting to wrap up, so our swim lesson programs the group swim lessons have ended. We're on our last private lessons in August, so we started that this week. And then we have scuba every Saturday, so we're kind of starting to wrap all that stuff up. And then our next special event is adult night, which is this Friday. That's our last adult night.
Big money. You guys still do the doggy dip or whatever it's called?
Yeah, so that's the Saturday after we close, the
Yeah.
Saturday after Labor Day. So September 11th is the.
Feel free to use that name if you want. Rob.
It sounds like you got trademarked already. Doggy dip.
Any other questions for Brooke or Rob on aquatic report? Okay. Thank you. Parks report.
I believe you all have my report. If you have any questions, be more than happy to answer. We are, along with what you just approved this evening with the pathways, trying to squeeze in a few more projects here before the end of the year, the second half of the year, before the plants start shutting down. It's too cold to do it. Got a few things I'm going to try to get finished up.
So I've got this outdoor court specialist.
That's, I got put in your package.
It does need-
I'll tell you what it is. There's
It's,
nothing to
it's,
hide.
yeah, I know what it is. It's workable. It's cracking.
It's crack ceiling and repairs for Green Park that we're
We
gonna
don't
have
need
done.
to, we don't need to. do this, okay. Double check.
Jim, how you done on labor this year?
I'm sure of it right now.
All year.
I lost 10 of them Friday. I'll lose another 5 or 6 of them by this Friday.
Did you ever have enough?
Yeah.
Did you
I
ever?
finally wound up, I think we wound up with total supervisors and everybody, weekend closer and night closers, 32. That's good. So I did squeeze enough of them in, and everybody stayed on top of it, but now they all want to go back to school early.
They all want a vacation. Back to school.
Yeah, it's 2021 division.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else for Jim? Thanks, sir. Trails.
Northwest Annex, construction's going well. They cleared the path for that. It was raining quite a bit. They changed their schedule on laying asphalt, so they would make sure they got a good proof roll on that. We'll be meeting next week to get that right back up. So we're looking at a hopefully completion by late August, early September. Not sure.
We got some TV time on that, didn't we? I thought I saw something on Channel 13.
Maybe. Well, I've been a press release for that.
Anything else for trails? Recreation report.
I believe you have the report. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Bring back the day trips. We're all ready to go on this, huh?
I'm sorry.
Day trips are all ready to go.
Yep, they are very popular too. I know he's already selling some for the Chicago trip, the Christmas time, bills will probably sell out.
You think it will?
Yeah.
2 buses?
I actually have
It's
it down.
about that, A2.
Well, my wife and mother-in-law, they're all about this.
Yeah.
Chicago.
We can share the link to get signed up.
Yeah, well, anything else on recreation? I guess we have a summer camp associate job description we need to approve here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We added some vernacular. You guys would consider approving that. The vernacular is, it used to say, assistant planning and implementation of recreational activities for the summer camp program. We've added and seasonal events under job purpose. And then the next last bullet point under duties and responsibilities, the bullet point I've added was assist in operating seasonal events.
Cover your bases.
Sure.
So this job carries all the way through the year.
What we end up doing is we monetize our staff once we have them. So summer camp, it's usually, for lack of a better term, a 9 to 5 gig. We have our events or summer concert series or some of other events that happen in the summer. They don't fall within these hours. We need the staff. It's good to pull from the pool that we already have so they can work summer concert series or Freedom Fest or something like that.
Any other questions on the job description? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the summer camp associate job description. So moved.
Second.
The move by Mr. Dietrich, seconded by Mr. Burke. All in favor, Mr. Dietrich? Aye. Mr. Burke?
Aye.
And I'm an aye also. Field house report.
Hello, you should have a copy of my report. You'll notice that John and I have been focusing most of our attention on hiring and also loose equipment, gathering costs for loose equipment right now.
And you've been hiring employees also, right?
Yeah, so the hiring, I think we currently offer 15 positions. It's the same position, so it's the community center / field house associate position, and we've offered 15. So about 75% of the way there. Like we're around at 20 numbers where we want to be when we open, and then we'll reevaluate from there to see if that's a good number.
Very exciting. Looking good over there.
Yep.
Can't wait.
We're available for tours if anybody would like to go.
Was there an issue over there?
It's vandalism.
Yeah. Not
Not this past weekend, but the weekend before last, we had considerable damage. Someone going in and breaking the glass blocks and spray painting the walls, the new dashboards, damaging some of the circulation vents. Ceiling
Left
grid.
some artwork.
They left some artwork, yeah, for lack of a better term.
Any fingerprints?
It's in the police stance.
Yeah, the police are.
There's no working video. Yeah.
We should probably not talk about anything that would do with the investigation.
Okay. Ricky, when you've offered 15 positions for these people,
Yes.
when you're interviewing all these people, are you saving back some of the people? I mean,
I bet we've scheduled around 40 interviews. And we have, I bet 75% actually came to their interview, believe it or not. And then we've sent out some emails already saying, thank you for applying. We'll keep your application on file if anything changes. We invite keeping them back. Is that what you mean? Just like-
because, you know,
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
lose some of them.
Yeah, and we've also extended, we have a couple cleaning positions that we'd like to fill as well. So we would say, we saw this position available, if you'd like to apply, we actually had somebody come back and say they're looking for that. Great, that's great.
Anything else for you? Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Community center report.
You guys have my report. I do know that now that the weather's kind of nice this week, Probably be a little slower than we were last week when it was raining a lot and stuff. but Just have to keep it busy, cleaning carpets and stuff like that, so,
Numbers keep going up, huh?
yeah, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, do. Good. Place is great. Couple times I've been in there the last couple weeks. Looks awesome.
Please, I haven't been.
It's nice to see, nice to see things getting back to normal. Normal hours. Anything else for Sharon? Okay, other business from the public? Any other business from the board?
Some to add. We have had our pre-budget meetings, so I would anticipate soon that you guys will be getting a draft of those for review.
First draft goes to the mayor this week, and if he's okay with it, I'll send it out to all the boards to get their.
That's all I have.
Then signing the claim. And if there's no other business coming before this board, this meeting is adjourned.